Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's another episode of Fresh Forward with your hosts, Liam and Colleen. Hi, Colleen.
Hi, Liam.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, let's get into we're taking a closer look today at one of the releases for Ultra LMS 3900.106. Maybe I should put this on the screen here for you. There we are. So Ultra 3900.106. So that's what we're focusing on today. And if you haven't caught this in the Fresh 5 and 5, sorry, Fave 5 and 5, it is our number one pick was the AI design assistant rubric generation. And if you're listening at home, you're probably thinking, wait a second, we already knew that we had that rubric generation, but they've built up to that. They've added on to it, and we're going to demonstrate some of that that change. So before we go into it, we'll just cover our butts and remind you that feature availability is subject to change according to the development progress at Anthology. Some features may be rescheduled for later release. But that's it. Let's jump in. So as I've mentioned, it's already available. We have AI Design Assistant working in the rubric space, but now they've built that up. So rubrics generated by the AI Design Assistant will now have a more complex output, and it's going to be working faster. Instructors can expect better rubrics, even for long, complicated assessments. So yeah, that's what we're going to cover today. And here's a quick example here. We'll pull that. Excellent. Thanks, Colleen. We'll make that big on the screen there. We've got an example of what it looks like on the in live production. Currently, you can see there it's got a rubric generated. Everything that you see on here is AI produced. So if you look at the consideration of impact, the depth of that description, it says thoroughly analyzes and evaluates various impacts of space exploration on different aspects. And then if we switch over and take a look at the version that is in test, it's much, you can just see, even if you're not reading it, you can see that it's lengthier, a little bit more verbose. These are the slides that we were given from Anthology, but we're going to do an actual demo ourselves and look at what that's like in production. So let me jump to our we'll go to the live version, and I've prepared a little bit of a prompt for a rubric. And if you've never created a rubric with Blackboard, just a quick reminder, you're going to go into the gradebook. You're going to go to the gear icon here. Scroll down near the bottom and you'll see course rubrics. If you want to create your own from scratch, click create, but we're going to use the AI design assistant. So we're going to click generate. And we get this screen here. It's already working. It's trying to produce something based on the nothingness that is here. But let's go ahead. I'm going to grab my notes and pull this on screen. So the example I have is, I'm going to do this a couple times. So the first version here, I'll copy this and drop this in the description. So the students have been learning about coaching techniques in sport. They have been tasked with creating a practice drill for youth development. Okay, so a little assignment. We're going to go ahead and add 7 rows to this rubric because I just want to give it a whole bunch of stuff, but I'll leave everything else alone. I'm going to click generate and let the AI tool do its thing. And just a reminder that this description is what's going to be fueling what gets pulled forward. So here's what we've got. We have demonstrates exceptional coaching methodology using advanced techniques as the effective coaching methodology, relevance to skill development, and so on. I'm going to jump into our test environment now and do the same thing. So again, in Gradebook, clicking the gear icon, scrolling all the way down to the bottom, and I'm going to click Generate. And I'm going to put the same prompt in here. And it would be reasonable to expect this to give a somewhat similar, but also potentially different, because we're being a little bit vague with our description. But we'll see what we get. There we are. Okay, so we see now it's gone through and it said creativity and originality, clarity of instructions, understanding of coaching techniques, and so on. Um, I don't see one that matches exactly like the previous version, but we can see just by reading that the drill is perfectly tailored for youth skill development, considering age, skill, and engagement. So you can see it's gone into a little bit more depth. What I'm going to do is run the same one, but I'm going to add, and I would consider this to be kind of good habit to do, is give it more information. So same prompt up at the top, but now what I'm asking AI to include is I want students to be assessed on the following: like, is it a game-like scenario? Is the relevance to goals, opportunity for skill development, competition, conditioning, clarity, size of group, and inactivity and fun. So I've identified what I wanted to assess on. Um, and this is so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do here. We'll pull fun back into this one just for so I know we've got there. Oops. Copy that, and I'm going to generate that. So now we're back in the live. This is what's currently available. This is version 104, and we're letting it run its thing. And so now, because we've identified what those assessments should be, we should get a criteria down the bottom or down the side speaking to those. And there you go. Game like scenario, relevance to goals, opportunity for skill progression, and so on. So let's just take a look here. Actually, let's open up the test one, or sorry, this is what's coming. I'll paste the exact same prompt and generate that, and then we'll be able to compare our results.
It's where we need the Jeopardy theme song.
Yes, exactly. So just letting it do its thing. And here we go. So again, it's pulled from our prompts: game-like scenario, relevance to goals, opportunity for skill development. But let's just pay attention now to what's in these boxes. So the game-like scenario let's start with the live production version. Demonstrates an innovative, engaging, and realistic game-like scenario that effectively simulates a competitive sports environment. The updated version will be saying the drills fully immerse players in a realistic game-like scenario, allowing for authentic decision-making and skill application. If you're counting characters, I think it's shorter, but it's much more precise in its language. If we scroll down, let's look at this one here: opportunity for skill progression. The drill provides clear pathways for skill progression, allowing for incremental improvements in challenges. Compared to what we have here, provides clear and varied opportunities for skill progression at different levels of complexity. So I'm using an example here from not really a typical assessment activity, but it's handling it very well. Since I'm on a roll here, we've got it's only been 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and do the same thing. And I'm going to I have a different prompt here for maybe a more real life scenario. Students are writing an essay about themes in classic literature. I'm assessing them on ideas, organization, and formatting. And I'm going to go ahead and let's change that let's put it at 5 and click generate. Or maybe I could have done, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to advance this to high complexity on both of them. Colleen, try this, see what it does. Okay. High complexity, pushing the limits to the max.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so ideas, organization, and formatting. Ideas demonstrates profound insight with extensive support, evidence, and original connections. Let's do the same thing over in test. Pull this all the way up, move this down to 5, I think we had, right? Yep. And let's hit generate. And now we'll see what 106 is going to produce. Okay, ideas, organization, formatting. The essay presents innovative and original ideas, significantly contributing to the discussion of themes in classic literature. So you can see it's going a lot more precise there. So that is the tool. So no change in how it's being used, but that is now available to us with 106. And you can see it gets quite in depth. A reminder with any AI generated rubric, this is given to you. So we have this rubric here. If we like this, if we feel like this is a pretty good starting spot, we can now hit continue. And that's going to take us into this screen here where we can do further editing. We can add additional columns for achievements. We can add additional rows for new criteria. We can change the titles. We can change the values. We can edit the description as well. And then we give that a name and we have a rubric ready to go. So that is that's our demonstration for our AI generated rubric, rubric AI rubric. My goodness. Clearly, this head cold is not shaking off
Uh,
fast enough for me. So that's
there.
it for this one. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, remember you can always uh, join us. Remember, if this has been helpful, like, subscribe, share the video with your colleagues. Make sure that we get this out to the masses. And if you do have questions and want further support, remember we've got our drop-ins Tuesday and Wednesday at 1:30 and Thursday, Friday at 10:30. How do you access that? The drop-in session link is in your Blackboard calendar. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week.